Expedition 33 just keeps getting better and better, and why not? It's an amazing game, and yes, of course, it also means the amazing bosses. So we here at Direct Gaming have the next one right here for you in our perfect guide list, going up against Goblu. I think I'm pronouncing that correct. However, I will say this. If this scene is suggesting what I think it's suggesting, damn, this game's about to get dark. And I'm sure some people in the comments are going to let me know, but please try to keep it spoiler friendly. Just please, especially for those who are trying to play the game. This guide's gonna be broken down into 3 parts. A quick look at our loadouts and our characters, including our Pictos and Luminous that we have, along with stats and how our characters are simply built. Then an in-depth look at the boss and how to handle the attacks and how to best deal damage to said boss. Then finally a full run of the fight sped up a tad to show you how to use everything you have learned in real time. Let's not waste any more time and get right to it. Now, before this fight even starts, please make sure you watch the entire cutscene because, like I said beforehand, I think this is suggesting some things that we're going to find out later on in the story. And again, for those of you who've already beaten the game, probably know something the rest of us don't, and even myself. So, but regardless, man, I think this game is suggesting some things. Now, for our loadouts on our characters, what you're seeing here on screen is what we went with in terms of our weapons, our Pictos, skills, and Luminous. Yes, I know I don't have any of my Luminous attached, aside from the connecting Pictos. I was trying to record while being sick, which I'm still a little recovering from, and forgot to attach them. So that's 100% my fault, but this boss fight is not too bad. One thing I will suggest as well, though, is to A, not bring an ice weapon of any kind against this boss, since it is resistant to it, and B, always have a way of marking or burning the boss, as those are great ways of dealing extra free damage no matter what. Otherwise, that's basically going to cover everything for our characters. Nothing too crazy here, but a solid loadout, except for that ice sword with Gustav. Again, don't copy me for that one particular thing. If you want to use other moves, by all means, go ahead. But that one thing, yeah, definitely don't do that. All right, let's go ahead and get into this fight now. Now, this boss battle, again, is really not hard or anything, but the bouncing mask can take a long time if you don't handle the shields that it will start to produce. And if you don't handle the area attack where it bounces 3 times, that doesn't deal too much damage to you, but it can be really annoying, and that's a great way to actually farm AP. And if you're not having enough AP, you can't do more of your big moves. So just keep that in mind right there. But speaking of that bounce move, from the start of the fight, the boss will actually attack first with said move. It's a move that we all saw in all the gameplay trailers, where it will attack at least 3 times. Now, you can either dodge out of the way if you're not the greatest at parrying, which is totally fine, but parrying is obviously a great way to get some free damage if you get all 3. Again, not to mention you also do get some free AP just by doing this, so it's a win-win situation. The best way I can see it is the moment you see the boss start to come down from the height of its bounce, just simply wait a second and then hit the parry button. That should be enough time to do it right then and there. Again, it might take a couple of tries, but overall, it's not too hard to gauge. Now, when it comes to the actual attacks from the boss, there are 2 moves you should be looking out for. The first is a simple 2-hit combo. Nothing too crazy here, just simply dodge or parry. They're not too fast or anything like that, but they did catch me off guard because I didn't expect him to attack me right away. There is also a dive bomb move, but I didn't really see this one in particular, so depending if your match takes a little bit longer than it did for me, you might see this move a little bit later. However, with this particular move, he only attacks 1 character, and again, you should be able to parry or dodge this no problem. The second move, and yes, I'm using quotations as a move here, is when the boss actually starts to grow flowers. In the beginning and the middle, there's only about 4 flowers that will really spawn, and you can take them out pretty easily using free aim. Attacks that attack all enemies, though, do not work, so just keep that in mind. However, near the last third of the boss's health, it will actually summon between 7 to potentially even more flowers, so make sure you get some extra AP to do some more of that free aiming. For each flower not taken out, however, though, it will actually gain a shield on its next turn. This is why I said before, if you are not careful with this fight, it could take much longer to take this boss down. So skills that grant additional AP are going to be a big benefit to you here. So that's basically it in terms of the moves for the boss. So since it's not going to be that hard, what are some best ways to deal some damage and basically just keep yourself alive? Well, just like the previous side boss that we had in our last guide, this boss is again weak to lightning. So obvious moves like overcharge are going to help a lot. However, like we stated in that video, this still requires 10 stacks. So it might be a good idea to grab an extra skill that does not require such a long charge up time. For myself personally, I like using Marking Shot, as it helps not only with the weakness of the boss, but it marks the target as well, allowing for even more damage to be done. As always, with my personal builds, getting burn on the boss is also a big help when it comes to damage. Again, we've covered this in most of our other guides, but I just simply love using this. Luckily, the rules of fire don't apply underwater in this world, so I'm all happy about it. For this particular fight, I also started using Earth Rising since it for some reason was dealing more damage thanks to always being a critical hit every time. Not sure if this was just simply pure luck or simply due to the boss and how the environment is, but hey, I was not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, so I'll take it. And then finally, just in case I wasn't able to time my parries and dodges, I was still using guard up a decent amount since it applies shell, thus reducing damage to all allies for up to 3 turns. So hey, free shields and free reduction in damage, I'm always going to take that. Overall, like I've stated many times already, this boss fight is really not that hard, but it can take some time if you don't handle those flowers/shields. Oh, and to remind you, once again, do not do exactly what I did when it comes to having an ice sword. If you happen to have an electric one, 100% bring that, or anything that just says base normal damage, fire damage, or anything else like that. Keep the attacks until you finally take this boss down, and then move on. Unfortunately, we're not going to see exactly where this part of the story goes, but again, I've got a feeling. Now, here's a full run of the boss fight sped up a tad to show you how everything is done in real time. Don't be afraid to use some items to increase your AP to make it go faster, and of course, don't worry if you need to dodge instead of parry. As always, learn the attacks and patterns of the boss to make it easier for you. It might take you a couple of tries depending on how leveled up you are, but regardless, it doesn't really matter. Just keep at it and you'll get it no problem. If you enjoy the guides and like on the video shows us that you enjoy this type of content, and don't forget to check out our other Expedition 33 guides and content along with our other videos in the top right corner and pinned comments. Thanks for watching the video. I've been Talon with Direct Gaming. I hope you have a great day and week, and I hope to see you all in the next video or our live streams. We always enjoy getting to chat with everyone who stops by. Until next time, everyone, though, Johnny.
Storm is coming. Feel the burn. Careful, Mike. Let me help. Hurry it! A storm is coming. Chroma is flowing. Brace yourselves.
For those who come up.
Let us stay. Time to hit big. Run. Fire. strike.